Good day, everyone. My name is Ikechukwu Emanuela from Maduka University in the department Nursing Science, and I'm here to talk about the book The Leader Who Had No Title and the Book As a Man Thinketh. Leadership and Success Are Your Bright Light. Chapter 1. Blake Davis was born in Milwaukee but lived in New York all his life. He gave the story of the instances that changed his life. He described his father as a determined man, though not perfect, and his mother as the kindest person he knows. He acknowledged his parents for his right upbringing as a child. Blake was a very social person and was known among his peers. All this came to an end when his parents died in an accident. Blake was very sad and depressed that he went into isolation, which led him to join the army, hoping to find closure there. After a while, he left the army but was still traumatized from the death of his fellow soldiers. So he decided to work in a bookstore, which was led by his love for books. He was loved by the customers but not by his fellow employees. A meeting with a leadership mentor, Chapter 2. A meeting was held in a bookshop on who would be representing them in the annual book selling competition in America. The winner would be given a huge prize, so the employees were really excited and happy about this. They began to work very hard, except for Blake, who preferred to sit at the corner and avoid every work. Blake was later approached by a stranger who introduced himself as Tommy Flynn. Tommy was one of an employee who worked in the same company as Blake, though a different location. He was later transferred to the place where Blake worked. Tommy went on telling Blake that he was a friend to his father. After hearing this, Blake was emotional for some while and told Tommy about some of the past. After hearing this, Tommy decided to help Blake live his life for the better. Blake wasn't fully convinced but decided to go along since he was a friend of his father. Tommy started by stating a philosophy, LWT, which was carved on the necklace he wore, and said for any organization or nation to grow, each and every one of us must be ready to assume personal responsibility and become the CEO of our own roles and leaders in our current position. He furtherly said that we we don't need a title to become a leader, although he doesn't tell Blake the full meaning of LWT. After hearing all of this, Blake was eager to learn more. So Tommy told him to make a promise that he must share the knowledge, or else he wouldn't teach him about the secrets to success, and he wouldn't teach him the four knowledge he learned from he wouldn't teach him the knowledge he learned from the four unique teachers. Chapter 3. Blake was asked to come to a place by 5 in the morning by Tommy. Blake met Tommy in the cemetery and was surprised by the car Tommy rode to the place. The car was one of Blake's dream cars. Blake was more surprised when he saw the two freshly dug graves by Tommy. Blake was a little terrified but decided to stay after showing such confidence. Tommy was convinced and gave Blake the necklace he wore and told him the full meaning of LWT, which is lead without a title. He also told him that would be the method he would be learning today. Tommy asked Blake to go into one of the graves and get the tablet which was inside. After retrieving the tablet contains 10 human regrets. Then he was asked to go to the second grave and retrieve what was inside. When when Blake got there, he found out that it was a gold tablet. After retrieving it, the tablets contained 10 human victories. After reading the tablets from each grave, he was given a choice either to follow the first grave or second grave, and at the point, Blake made his decision to follow the second grave, which is the 10 human victory. From there began the journey of Blake. The first leadership conversation you need. No title to be a leader. Chapter 4. After Blake made his choice, Tommy took Blake to a huge hotel in Montana, where Tommy introduced him to one of the four teachers, which is Anna. Anna was a housekeeper and a very close friend to Tommy. Anna tells Blake about the four natural powers, which she later wrote in a napkin and gave to Blake. She also used an acronym, IMAGE, to explain on how to be a leader. I stands for innovation. In order to be a good leader, you must be creative, you must learn to be different from others in order to get what you really want. The M stands for mastery. You must try to be good at what you do. Focus on the good parts. Focus on what you are really good at in order to get in order to lead to success. Then the A stands for authenticity. You must be authentic. Whatever you do, you must be original in everything you do. Then G stands for guts. You must be courageous. You must learn to face challenges head front. You must learn to be courageous, you must be bold. Then ethic. In every success, you need rules. There must be a rules in order to achieve that success and development you need. After explaining all these ethics to him, she said her goodbye and went back to work. The second leadership conversation. Turbulent time build great leaders. Chapter 5. In this chapter, Tommy introduced Blake to Ty. That was when Ty taught Blake about not giving up and always facing problem head front. Also gave an abbreviation, SPARK, which he used in teaching Blake. In the S stands for speaking with candor. The P, priority. A, adversity breed opportunity. R, respond versus react. The K, kudos for everyone because everyone deserves to be praised. Chapter 6. The third leadership conversation. The deeper your relationship, the stronger your leadership. In this chapter, Blake met with the third teacher, Jackson, a former CEO for a great business company who retired in order to pursue gardening. He told Blake about the importance of human connection and how the world neglects it. He also told Blake that people think listening is a self skill, but they are wrong because a lot of people need to be listened to, and by listening to such people, we can bring them great joy and happiness. He also gave Blake an acronym, HUMAN, which means H, helpful, U, which stands for understanding, M, mingle, A, amuse, N, nature. The deeper your relationship, the stronger your relationship. Chapter 7. The fourth leadership conversation. To be a great leader, first become a great person. In this chapter, Blake met with Jet, the last and final teacher. He gave out an acronym, SHINE. S means see clearly. In this acronym, Jet explained to Tommy that in order for him to be successful, he has to look beyond his eyes. He has to look with his mind. He has to think. He has to see beyond what we see in order to be successful. Then the H stands for health is wealth. You can't be successful if you are not healthy. Jet made it clear in order to be successful, you must be healthy, you must be fit mentally and physically. The third, the third, which is I, inspiration matters. You must learn to get inspiration from different places. Learn to look around for inspiration in order to be successful. You must look for inspiration. Then the fourth, N, it is neglect not your family. Your family is the most important person you can ever have. Without your family, you can't be successful because it's only your family that will be there even during your downfall. It's only them that can encourage you to rise higher. Then the last but not the least, elevate your lifestyle. If you know you want to be successful, you have to act successful. Live the life you want to live. He's not trying to say live a fake life, but try to manage what you have. Try to make what you have look beautiful, look presentable, the way you want it to be. And by doing that, you can gradually improve over the time, gradually become more successful. Chapter 8. In this chapter, we found out that Tommy had been diagnosed with cancer but didn't tell anyone except for Anna. After his death, the four teachers were at his funeral and gave Blake a package from Tommy. In this package contains the key to the car he always wanted and a letter apologizing to Blake for not telling him about his illness and asking Blake to fulfill his promise by sharing this key to success.